Welcome to Jollywood Nights. This place is a party. Oh, what is that? I'm pretty happy. I'm Brittany, and tonight I'm taking you along on the second evening of Disney's Jollywood Nights. This is only the second event that Disney has ever had of Jollywood Nights. There are only 10 this season that you can go to. As of filming this, only one other night is sold out, so there's still tickets available. Not that you want them. The first night had nothing but disappointed reviews. The first night was nothing less than a disaster, and I'm quite hesitant as to how tonight is going to go. Obviously, we are hoping for the best, but the first night was full of incredibly long lines for food, backed up in incorrect queues to get into the Brown Derby, and just general chaos. So I'm going to bring you along on the second night of this happenings, and let's hope it's a little bit better. The event starts at 8:30. We're here at 7:30. You can get into the park as early as 7. Park close is at 8. And like I said, the event starts at 8:30. So let's go get checked in and see what the crowds are like. While we're waiting for the event to start, let's talk a little bit about it. Ticket prices start at about $160 and go all the way up to $200. So you're in Mickey's Christmas Party after hour ticket price range. So this is not a cheap event. I was originally really excited about this event because it was definitely advertised and geared towards a more adult audience, which of course Brad and I absolutely love. And this probably isn't your first Jollywood video, so you know that the first night didn't go too well. However, we're going to make the best of it, and we are happy to be here regardless. There's really no order of events that anyone has suggested for this since there has only been one night. So my strategy is simply to do the most important things first. The only thing that we don't plan on doing tonight is the Hollywood Brown Derby. It did not impress the very first night that it was going on. For a 4-hour event, we just don't think it's important enough to go spend an hour in a restaurant where there is just a jazz band. So we are going to opt out of that. I hope the food lines aren't as long tonight as they were the first night because I am starving already and I'm looking forward to trying all of the holiday treats for offer tonight. There is nothing free at this event, which also makes the ticket price even higher in perspective to some of these other events. We are going to start with our most important, and that is the Muppet Stage Show. So let's go get in line for that.
Welcome to Disney Holidays in Hollywood. I am Kermit the Frog here with the fabulous Miss Piggy, and we are so honored to be co-hosting this magical musical show for all of you tonight. What I'm trying to say is that some gifts don't come in boxes and pretty paper.
Well, that's a great point, Kermit. And maybe all those children out there are looking for the kind of gifts that live inside here.
Yeah, like Kermit's warm heart and generosity, or your bold sense of self-confidence, Miss Piggy.
Oh, thank you so much for noticing. Wait, who are you again?
Anyway, I just found this hat backstage.
Well, that just won't do. I didn't have any time to accessorize between numbers, and I refuse to be upstaged.
I could never upstage you, Piggy.
Oh, would you look at that? It's snowing out there.
Oh, it's snowing! How wonderful!
Gosh, I love the snow.
We wish you a jolly holiday and a swinging new year.
So we just got out of the show. I thought it was 15 minutes, but it was actually 30. The show was better than I expected. I thought it was going to be really corny with the Muppets, but I actually really enjoyed their performance. We got in line for the show at 8 o'clock. They let us in about 8:10, so we didn't have to wait and stand for 45 minutes. We got to sit down in the theater. I think that that was the best use of our time, personally. I would probably do it again. We got good seats. You could have got seats up until about 10 minutes before the show time for that first show. So keep that in mind. But if the show's important to you, then why not go to the first one? I think that that was a good move. We're gonna go and find some food. All the food lines we've seen so far have been very, very long. So we'll see how long we end up waiting for food. I want to talk a little bit about what they gave us for the night. They gave us a wristband and they gave us this lanyard. I don't quite understand the logic of needing both. There's a lot of people dressed up and the lanyard seems redundant and also kind of takes away from your outfit a little bit. I would love to know if anybody has the logic behind both a wristband and a lanyard. Lots and lots of people are dressed up tonight. I would say 60 to 70% of the crowd is dressed up. So if you're considering dressing up for the event, I don't think that you'll be out of place. We have found our way inside ABC Commissary. So far, aside from the lines for food right by the theater, the food lines that we've encountered have been almost non-existent. We got empanadas here at ABC Commissary and we pretty well walked up and ordered and had them in hand almost instantly. Same thing with the market and the egg rolls. So pretty excited about that. I was fully prepared to wait in line for food. So we'll see how that continues. But I'm excited to try some of this. I think a lot of the menu sounds really good. First up, let's start with this Hollywood Old Fashioned. It has like rosemary in it. I think that's a great touch. It's great. Bourbon really comes through. It's really balanced with the juice that's in here. It is not overly in your face. If you like bourbon, you will like this. I like it a lot. It does feel festive. I think this is good. And it was, I believe, $9. And I think that that's a good deal, considering that this is premium liquor that's in it, and this is a pretty nice cocktail. Comes even with an ice beer. Nice touch. Okay, continuing on with beverages, we got this holiday coffee from Joffrey's. I like this too. Sweet, but not too sweet. It has a cookie butter flavoring in it, and I think it's actually really good. You can taste that, but it doesn't overwhelm it. Okay, next are these egg rolls. And then they come with like a spicy sauce. It's pretty good. Not too spicy. I don't think they need the ranch. I think it kind of overwhelms them. I like the egg roll though. The bottom comes with some fried rice noodles that are really too stale and chewy to eat. But the egg rolls are good. Okay, so the empanadas are just sad. Like, look how small this is. I don't know if you can really, if it comes across on camera, how small this is, but this is very, very tiny. How much was this? Okay, this was only $6.50, so considering it comes with a side of corn, maybe that's okay. The pastry on the empanadas is good, the filling is not. It's just not very, like, authentic. It just feels like it has just, like, almost cheddar cheese in it. It's not good. The corn's good. It tastes like normal elote salad. If I had one critique for it, I would say I wish the corn was charred. It would add another dimension to the salad. Other than that, it's actually really good and warm, which is an added bonus. Overall, so far, I'm pretty happy. We went back for round 2 at food here because the first round went pretty good. I got another beverage. We're definitely going to let Brad evaluate this one and see what he thinks. They have a host of zero-proof cocktails here. They are expensive because they have zero-proof spirits in there. They're not just like mocktails. They're zero-proof spirits. Does not smell very good. This is the zero-proof pina colada. I'm okay with it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. While Brad's tasting that, let's move on to our second thing. I got the yuca. This was one of the most highly rated items for the first night, and so I had to get it, even though I don't necessarily think it's my thing. Also, I feel like it's gonna be like hard to eat. Like, what am I supposed to do with this chili covered lime? I guess I'm supposed to like put it on things, but I'm not really sure. Also, there's like these pickled onions. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with those either. Okay, the yuca's good with and without sauce. The sauce is really spicy though, be warned. And then it comes with a piece of pork belly. Maybe I was supposed to put the lime on the pork belly? Please let me know in the comments. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. So good. I mean, pork belly is mainly just like fried fat, so can't really go wrong. But this is tender. It's not chewy. It's cooked really well. This cup is a home run. I'm back. It's been 2 seconds for you. It's been several minutes for me. As we ate all the yuca and we ate the pork belly. I thought it was all good. One of the yuca fries was inedible. Other than that, it was good. Brad really liked that pina colada mocktail. Okay, next up is this Mexican hot chocolate cheesecake. It is absolutely adorable. So cute. I love the little marshmallows on the top of it. Let's try to get a bite of everything. Okay, this is so interesting. I actually really like it. You get all the flavors together and it's really well balanced. It's not overpowering in like cinnamon, which it could be. I really like the whipped topping on top. I didn't expect to like this, but I actually think it's really, really good. We have about 10 minutes to catch the Tim Burton sing-along, and so I think we're gonna gobble this down and make it over to the theater to hopefully catch the 10:30 show.
You heard the old story, we all know it well, but that's not the story I came here to tell. Every now and again, often more than it seems, when your eyelids are heavy and fated for dreams. Well. Through the fog that collects in the space between dreams, we discover that nothing is quite as it seems.
We just got out of the Tim Burton sing-along. It lasted 20 minutes, longer than what I had heard also. I have mixed feelings about it. A lot of people walking out seem to really enjoy it. It's hard to have a Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along. Also, I am of the team that Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween movie. Can I get a show of hands in the comments as to who agrees with me? Do you think Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie? I always watch it at Halloween, so it just seemed a little off-brand. I liked it though. Oogie Boogie does appear. It snows at the end. It was a nice show. It wasn't a great show, but the other show is so good that I think it just raises the expectations of the sing-along. No one really sang along to really any of the songs because I've watched that movie 100 times and I still don't know the words. I think it's worth seeing unless you just happen to not like Nightmare Before Christmas, and then maybe not. We were only in line 5 minutes before show start and we made it into the theater by the skin of our teeth. We were one of the last 20 people in the theater. Learn from that and maybe get there 10 to 15 minutes before the show to secure you a premium spot. Not really a bad seat in the house at that Frozen theater though. You get to see the stage. It's a pretty intimate theater, all things considered. Now it's 11 o'clock and we have about an hour and a half to do whatever we want. We've seen the main two shows. We don't need to see Brown Derby. If you're coming to this event, that leaves you an hour and a half to see some characters, ride some rides, chill and enjoy the Hollywood ambiance, take some photos, listen to a DJ or a band. There are bands and DJs everywhere. That is one thing I will definitely say about this event that I wasn't expecting is it feels like a party. 10 out of 10 for ambiance. I think it kicks the ambiance of Mickey's Christmas party way out of the water. I think the ambiance and holiday spirit here is so off the charts. everywhere you walk, there's new music playing, there's people vamping the crowd. I have to say that it's probably one of the best atmosphere-wise events that I have ever been to. Also, judging by the food that we've tried so far, I have to say that some of the best event food that I've had also. Wasn't expecting that, but it has definitely shown up. I'm pretty full. I wish I could try some more. I hope by the end of the night I have at least 1 or 2 more treats to share with you. But I think we might go try to ride a ride and maybe listen to some music. I think it's just a little past 12 and we're headed out of Toy Story. Brad won this time, but only by 1,000 points. We're both terrible at that game though, just to be fair. Somebody in the next car got like double the points we got. Since I talked to you, we went to the party at the base of Tower of Terror. It was kind of just as lame as I thought it would be. In a different environment, it would be cool. The singer there is fantastic, but it's really just a bunch of people standing around watching her. I would skip the pre-batched cocktails there and get the coffee drink from Joffrey's that has Kahlua in it. I think that's a much better bang for your buck. I think we're going to attempt to find a snack and find a place to watch the last show of the evening. We stopped at Dockside and got the pimento cheese kimchi dip. It's pretty good, really flavorful. Chips are good, not too greasy, all crisp considering that there's only 10 minutes left in the night. I love that I can still get food and I love that it's still pretty good. Next, let's try this absolutely adorable cookie stack. I have seen people walk around with this all night and I just had to get one. This is very interesting, not near as plain as what you would think it is. The pistachio buttercream is an odd flavor. I don't think it really tastes like pistachios, but it doesn't taste like vanilla either. It is in a realm of its own. But the jam in the middle actually overwhelms the whole thing. This isn't my favorite, but it's interesting and it would be easy to split because it's in layers between like a family of 2 or 3 people. I don't hate it, it's just everything else the night has been so good that this one I think I would maybe skip. I had to end the night with some dark chocolate cocoa. It has a cherry whipped cream on top. Let's just taste the whipped cream first. Ooh, the whipped cream's so good and you can taste the cherry. The flavor of this is really great. I just wish it was warmer. It's barely lukewarm and I obviously would like my cocoa like really hot. So that's the only thing that's bad about this, but I still recommend that you grab a cup and then you watch the nighttime spectacular. Stay tuned after the next little clip. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the night. We made it back to the car after the show. Definitely stay for the show. It was worth it. It had a really cute Saving Santa storyline. Really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was just a smidge too long. Let's do final thoughts of this event. I thought it was way better than my expectations going in. I'm glad we skipped the Brown Derby. If you want the Brown Derby and you missed the opening, there was definitely some availability later in the night. Maybe the last hour, hour and a half, you definitely could almost walk into the Brown Derby. So that is nice to know if that's something that you want to do at the end. It would be kind of cool to hang out there, grab a cocktail at the end of the night, wind down. The party at the Tower of Terror, I think, is totally skippable. It was crowded, there wasn't really room to dance, and it just wasn't quite the right atmosphere. It just needed something more. Most of the food, really the majority of the food that we had tonight was really good. Like I said earlier, some of the best that I've had at any Disney event. That stands with Food and Wine, all the major events at Epcot. The food tonight was really good. The food lines weren't that bad. Some were worse than others, but they weren't all bad across the board. Fairfax was long the entire night. All they have is those holiday popovers that, to me, looking at them, look forgettable. Grab something else, maybe from ABC commissary like we did. The food there was really good. I suggest doing the first Muppet Show of the evening. You can knock it out first, and you can start being in line at 8 p.m. before there's anything else to do, so you're not wasting any time. Don't waste too much time queuing for the Tim Burton sing-along. You should show up maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes early max to grab a seat. There's not a bad seat in the house, and you're not going to have a whole lot of control over where you actually end up sitting. They're going to fill every seat of that show. Other advice I would give is I would suggest somewhat putting effort into your outfit. There are some people that put a lot of effort in, and they looked just gorgeous tonight. Shout out to all of those beautiful people. At Mickey's Christmas party, you see a lot of people in pajamas. You did not see that tonight. There was a few people, but most people were actually dressed up if they were in holiday outfits. It's questionable whether I think this event is worth the price point. I think it needs a little bit something extra to just push it over the edge. I really enjoyed it. I just think the price point is just a little bit high, considering there is no included food or beverage given, and there's only a couple shows, so the entertainment is kind of limited. I do wish it was an hour longer and it was 5 hours like Mickey's Christmas party. But you got to think of it not as a party, but as more of an after hours event. And it did feel kind of like an after hours event, but much busier. There was a queue for Rise of the Resistance, and at a typical Hollywood Studios after hours event, that is not normal. You can just walk right on to Rise. So that kind of tells you the level of the crowd was much greater than a typical after hours event. If you're interested in what a Hollywood Studios after hours event looks like, then watch my Hollywood Studios after hours event. I will link it somewhere here at the top. I really enjoyed this event. I actually would go back. That's my thoughts. Tell me what you think down in the comments. Thanks for being here. I'll be back shortly with another video. Until then, bye!